Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to film my empties. Now, it's been a couple months I think, but I don't think it's been that long actually. I'll put in the title, maybe 2 months, but I've got my empties basket that I keep next to my sink in my bathroom and it is literally overflowing as I was trying to take the thumbnail for this. So I've got a lot of stuff that I've used up in the last couple months. I don't know how I've used all this stuff up. I don't know what's going on, but I want to talk about it because I want it gone. I have explained in the last couple of videos, I'm moving house in December and I do not want to pack this in a box and bring it with me just to film it down the track. It's got to go. And I'm hoping in the next month when I'm packing and sort of prepping to move that I'm not going to actually finish anything up because I don't want to bring boxes of empty beauty products with me when I move house. But yeah, so we'll go through all this stuff now. And if you're not familiar with what an empties is, it's me sort of giving a quick mini review of the products that I've used up in the last couple of months. And it's a good indication of how I feel about the product because if I've used it completely, then I know I've got a good indication of what I think about it. All right, I've just grouped some of these items because I want to run through them fairly quickly. It's like 11:30 at night, so let's do it. First thing is a candle. I've been trying to use up some of my candles. Again, I think it's because I don't want to move with them. They're kind of annoying and fragile and whatnot. But this is a Yankee candle and it's the cinnamon churro one. It does smell really nice. I was a bit disappointed at how low this didn't, like how this only burnt down to there. I know that that's safely how you're supposed to burn your candles down, but I'm actually used to candles that will burn like almost all the way down, even though it's advised not to. But I got this from like Woolworths, like on sale. So for something just to get at the supermarket, this is fine. But the Yankee candle craze, I just don't get. I don't think it's that good. So I definitely wouldn't be replacing my glass house candles with Yankee candle. But if I saw them on sale, like I wouldn't say no. Yeah, it was nice. All right, let's start with makeup. I usually do that last, but I think it's probably most interesting being on a makeup channel. I used up a foundation. This was in my project pan. It's the Mecca Max Life Proof Longwear Foundation. I loved that this had an airless pump. You could get right, like all of it out. You can see that is almost like scraped clean. And unfortunately, they actually have repackaged. I don't know if they've reformulated. I know they've named the shades differently and they might have added more to the shade range. I'm not too sure, but the bottle is just glass now instead of this airless pump. This foundation, I wouldn't call it life proof. It was like a low to mid coverage foundation, which was good for an everyday. It did last fairly well under masks, so it didn't sort of transfer and lift or rub off, but it was definitely not super long wearing. I think by the end of the day, it sort of faded down and I do get redness in my cheeks and I often get blemishes and whatnot. And this didn't really hold up, like the coverage didn't hold up as much as I would like, but it was a nice everyday foundation. So I don't dislike it. I actually do have one of their repackaged ones packed away now. So this will crop up again in my empties, but it was all right. I've got 2 powders that are in my project pan and I don't like either of them individually, but I did mix them together and I like them a lot. Firstly, let's talk about the Revlon one. So this is the loose finishing powder and I got the shade 200 light medium. It's too dark for me. If I wore this by itself, I looked sort of muddy. And it wasn't so much because the color was too dark for me. It was just that this grips to different areas. So I noticed that on my bases, to use this as a setting powder, which is what I use powder for, it sort of clung to certain areas and dusted over other areas. So that's why it looked too dark. It just looked a bit patchy. So wasn't the nicest loose finishing powder. There was nothing super exciting about it. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't repurchase it, even in a lighter shade. But it was really nice mixed with this. And I think it was because of this powder elevated it. So this is the Uemura, the Lightbulb Glowing Face Powder, and it's a colorless powder. Now this powder, you get quite a lot of it. And this was really beautiful to mix with a sort of setting powder because it adds a really nice amount of luminosity. I'll try to take this out and show you a little bit of it. So it is like a white powder and it's colorless because it's got no added color, but I would argue that if you've got sort of like tan or deeper skin, this is going to look so chalky and ashy on you. It was too light for me, and I've got like beige skin in terms of like foundations, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. It does have this beautiful glow to it. So it almost acts like, I would say it's sort of like a loose version of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. Very, very, very shiny, like bordering on, it could be a subtle highlighter, but mixed with another powder, this was glorious. It was sort of like what people use sort of illuminating primers for, or like adding illuminating drops to their foundation. It just added this beautiful glow and healthy glow to the powder. So I loved mixing this. I didn't love it on its own. I feel like it needs to be toned back in terms of the shininess, and I think they should bring it out in different colors. I think if they did that, this would be such a gorgeous product, and even on my oily skin I'd be able to wear it. Like I'm wearing it today mixed with this powder. I've got it in a different container mixed together, and I'm wearing it today, and you can see there's luminosity to my skin. I do have oily skin, so you know, oils break through, but even when it's just set, my skin looks quite like healthy glowy, not greasy glowy. So Revlon I would not buy. Uemura I'd be tempted to, but I would have to mix it to make it work, and that's sort of the problem with it. But it is an interesting powder. I used up a Marc Jacobs Fineliner Ultra Skinny Gel Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Fine Wine. It was a really beautiful burgundy, quite a vibrant burgundy. Love the shade. The formula of this is really nice. Very, very, very creamy. Very, very, very pigmented. Works really nicely on the waterline, the tight line, and of course you can use it on your lash line. I found these micro pencils best on the waterline because they do stay put really, really well. But this color didn't look great on the waterline because it's like a red color. This was beautiful as like a winged liner, or just sort of a little bit rubbed on the lash line and blended out with sort of like an angle brush. I do find that these are a little bit too soft for just doing your everyday liner, and you'll burn through them really quickly. So I don't think I would repurchase these unless I found a shade that was like amazingly like I needed to have. I used up a primer from Murad. This is the Invisiblur Perfecting Shield Broad Spectrum. I didn't like this very much. This was like a silicone primer product. They say it's supposed to be like skincare and primer all in one, and I just didn't think it did much. Annoyingly, I do have another one of these. I do sort of want to use it so it doesn't go to waste. But if you do like a silicone sort of blurring primer, you might like this. I just found it a little bit too... I have this love-hate relationship with silicone primers. I feel like they can make the skin look really nice, but if you do have oily skin like me, another layer that adds like movability under your base generally doesn't end very well. So this is the type of product that if I was not wearing any makeup and I just wanted a little bit of I don't know, like skincare benefits and a little bit of pore blurring, I might use it. The SPF element of this, I don't think it's that impressive because it's only SPF 15. So for me, I would still need to use a normal sunscreen under it. So yeah, this was just one of those, it's sort of in the middle of a bunch of different categories, and it doesn't really tick the boxes of any category in my opinion. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this. Mario Badescu, this is the facial spray with aloe, sage and orange blossom. It was fine. I feel like I use these up really quickly, especially the small bottles. And I don't think it does much more than sort of refreshing your face, like, oh, that feels nice on a warm day. I don't think it really settles down makeup all that much. And it's, yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit torn on this product. I feel like I've just been spoilt by really good finishing sprays that really make my makeup sort of look better, whereas I feel like this is just the experience of spraying your face. Like, it feels nice to spray your face. I like other scents more than this one as well. So Mario Badescu do have a bunch of different scents, and surprisingly, I think I like the lavender one more. Usually I hate lavender, and usually I really love anything that's got like orangey scents to it. This was sort of like sweet herbal water, and I don't think it did enough is my point. Used up my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. Now this I was impressed with back in the day. I was like, it's a nice mascara, it works well. But I've tried better mascaras since. And what I mean by that is like a Maybelline mascara I like more than this. And towards the end of this, it was sort of flaking off my lashes. I've noticed that it was sort of getting dry throughout the day. It's one that if I had another one of, I would use it. But I am not rushing out to buy the Benefit Roller Lash. It's not cheap, and there's a Maybelline one that I think works a lot better. Another mascara is the MAC Extended Play Lash Mascara. This is a very different beast to the Roller Lash. Roller Lash, it has a big wand. It's all about volume and like, you know, getting curl and whatnot. I should compare the wands actually because they're quite different. The MAC one is a lot more about precision and really getting into the roots and coating it sort of in a more subtle way. So I'm not sure if you can see, the MAC one is a lot thinner and longer. So it's really great as a lower lash mascara. It's also really good at really getting into all the nooks and crannies of your lashes. I feel like it doesn't add heaps of volume, but it does define and add a lot of length. So on days where I'm not, like today I'm wearing some winged liner, and I find that you've got to wear fairly thick mascara for it to stand out on top of your winged liner. But on days where I'm just wearing like a nice shimmery eyeshadow, this is a really beautiful mascara. It really defines the lashes. It really does make your eyes look nice and open and awake. I'm not the kind of person that likes a natural mascara look, but I do think the really heavy mascara look on more natural makeup is too much. And I think that's where this comes in as being really, really great. I would much prefer to repurchase this than the Roller Lash. I feel like the Roller Lash, you can buy a whole bunch of different things that create the same sort of clumpier look, but I feel like this is a lot more unique because you often find mascaras that like add a lot to your lashes, or you find mascaras that barely do anything, whereas this is a fairly unique one where it lengthens, darkens, separates, makes your eyes look really, really beautiful without the sort of heavy bulk, and I find that really hard to find. So I would definitely much prefer to repurchase this than the Roller Lash. All right, I've got a COSRX loose powder. This is the Perfect Sebum mineral powder. I really liked this and I didn't get to use it all. So it's in a little green mint tub. This was one of those very, very, very finely milled white powders that you use a small amount of and it dusts on it. Sort of just blurs and sets everything, and it's really lovely. I really liked this. I was saving this because I was saving it because I liked it and I wanted to use it occasionally, and my son found it, he opened it up and he had a fun time with it. So I did actually put a little Instagram story, so I might put that on the screen. So I didn't get the benefit of using this to the very end, but I did enjoy it when I did use it. And I think it is a nice sort of smoothing, setting powder that adds no color. So I thought it was a nice one. 2 lip balms, and I wouldn't repurchase either. I've got the Burt's Bees Cucumber Mint. I don't mind Burt's Bees lip balms, but I prefer the original. I feel like all the other ones have just been subpar, and this one didn't really impress me, so I wouldn't repurchase that. And I've also got the Bite Agave lip mask. Now this, I believe it's been reformulated, so I think it's different to this anyway. This was very thick. It was good as a treatment. I burnt through this really fast. Like if I use this as a night treatment, I used it up in a month. So I don't think this is any better than pot treatments that I feel like last me a year. So I'd prefer to put my money into those than this. This is a nail polish. It's an OPI mini and it's a red shade. I'll have it in the description box listed along with everything else I talk about. I like the color. It's a nice classic red. It's a slightly deeper red, so it looks a little bit more vampy, but still bright. It was very, very flaky, like it chipped off pretty quickly, so I wouldn't repurchase this one. All right, on to skincare, face skincare. Now I want to talk about my favorite thing. Paula's Choice is the old bottle. This is the 2% BHA liquid. It's a salicylic acid toner. I love this. This is, out of everything I've got here, it is my one true love that I will keep repurchasing, and I think is a must-have for anyone that can handle salicylic acid toners. This is amazing. I have a backup. I already bought a backup. I knew I was going to want one, so I bought one a couple months ago. And this, yeah, old packaging. I will put on the screen the new packaging if you wanted to look out for it. This is such a good product. So this is a toner. I tend to use it by just putting some on in my hand, like a few shakes, rubbing it and putting it on my face before I go to bed. That's how I tend to use it. I feel like if you were to use this on like a cotton pad or something, it would probably waste too much product. I feel like it's a lot more cost effective just using your hands. So this sort of takes your skin from being average to like peak. Think of going and getting a facial and the feeling of like your smooth skin after you've had a facial. And think of that as being like your skin at like 100. And normally your skin might sit at like 60 or 70% depending on how good you are with your skincare, right? This, just the introduction of this one thing and changing nothing else, takes your skin back up to like 97%. It's almost at the point where you have had a facial, in my opinion. This is so amazing. I've got my mum onto it. She's got a couple of her friends onto it. She literally bought a whole bunch of these and just gave them to her friends. And my mum even has a friend who, due to health problems, she was having a lot of like breakouts, and this was the only thing that cleared it up. This is such a good product, and it's not harsh. I can use it every single night. I sort of pulled back because I was getting to the bottom of the bottle, and I was like, oh, use it every second night. But I feel like after maybe 2 or 3 nights of using it, you will notice your skin feeling super smooth. You're like, what pores? And also, if you are prone to breakouts, it's salicylic acid, so it helps clear them up and keep your pores clean. So this is such a good product. I will not be without it. I'm just putting it out there. I will not be without this product. And I have repurchased it because it's amazing. Because I was so sold on that and it's completely changed my skin, I bought a whole bunch of Paulas Choice stuff and I've been testing a bunch of it out. I did actually use up this serum. This is the 0.3% retinol and 2% bakuchiol treatment with peptides and vitamin C. So I'd use this at night. I didn't see any elevation using this product. Now it is retinol. It's a very, very low percentage of retinol. They do have a higher percentage in the same bottle. I've currently switched to that. I wanted to use the lower one first because I hadn't used retinol in a while and I sort of wanted to prepare my skin for it and sort of ease into it. But this, I didn't notice whether I used it or not. It wasn't like the BHA that you can tell if you've stopped using it. This was just like whatever. So, you know, not all Paula's Choice products are life-changing. They're all good and they all are formulated well. I've had no like sensitive reactions. I do have skin that can flare up. I've had no reactions, so it's fine. It's just it didn't really do anything. I used up my Dermalogica. This is a dynamic skin recovery. It's SPF 50. So take note, Murad, SPF 15 doesn't cut it. SPF 50 does cut it. This is sort of like SPF moisturizer product and I really like it. My problem with this is it's so damn expensive. If this was cheaper, I would use this all year round every single day because it is a very, very nice daytime moisturizer with high SPF. So I use it throughout winter. It was my SPF step and my moisturizer. So all I'll do is wash my face, put like a vitamin C or some serum on, and then go in with this as my moisturizer and SPF step. I have oily skin. This doesn't make my skin greasy. It sits well under makeup. It is just like a moisturizer. It's a great product, but it's expensive. If I saw it on sale, I would buy a whole bunch of these. But as it is so expensive, but it's really, really nice. So I love this. I think it's a great product, but it's not cheap. I used up a couple of products from Dr. Jart. Now I did, I think about a year ago, buy a whole bunch of this Cicapair range because like I said, I've got sensitive skin and it was sort of flaring up at the time, and someone recommended this range. So I've been sort of throughout the year using the products, and I'm at a stage now where I'm like, I don't really love them. I want to use them up. I used up the enzyme cleansing foam. This was just all right. It was a cleanser. It didn't irritate my skin. It didn't do anything amazing. It was just a cleanser. So would I spend the money on this? Probably not. It's not my favorite cleanser. It's just a cleanser. My favorite product from the range that I tried was definitely the Sleep Air Ampoule in Mask. That's a name. Essentially, this is like a gel. It's like a gel pot of gel. You can use this as sort of like a sleep mask. So I think in like Japan and Korea, the way they use it is they do their skincare steps, and this is the very last step that sort of seals it all in. I mainly just use this after my serum. So I'd use something like this, and then I would use this as my sort of moisturizing step, and it was very nice. So it is like a gel, but you think of gel products that sort of dry down or get absorbed or evaporate. This did leave sort of a layer, like a film on your face that did feel like a hydrating mask step. And I liked it. I think it was really good. It didn't feel sticky or greasy or anything like that. But you could definitely feel that you had a layer on your face that was sort of cushioning things and doing good stuff. So I would definitely repurchase this. It's a really nice overnight mask. And again, I didn't use it every night, but I did use it a lot of nights, and I enjoy it. I think it's a great product. All right, Fourth Ray Beauty. I've got two face polishes, the watermelon and the pineapple. These are your nasty sort of sugar scrubs. I am too old to use these on my face. I got sent these, which is why I've got them. They smell nice, they're fun. But I use these on my body because my face would be like, hell no to a sugar scrub on my face. So I would not buy these. They're sort of cheap and nasty and probably targeted to 16-year-olds, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's not for me. It was, yeah. And I, you know, if you use them on your body, you can almost use like half a tube, a whole tube in one go, especially the sugar scrub that sort of dissolves in the shower. So yeah, it's not worth it in my opinion. I used up a little Ole Henriksen C Rush Brightening Gel Cream. So this is a vitamin C range, and this was like a gel cream moisturizer. I like the range. It smells like vitamin C tablets, like crushed up vitamin C tablets. But I've used a serum recently, I think in my past empties, and I like the things in this range. I want to try more Ole Henriksen vitamin C range. So I don't think I love this sample enough to be like, I've got to go get that product tomorrow. But I do, from trying, like dabbling in this range, I'm interested. If there was like a pack, like a Christmas pack or a travel pack, or I'd love to try a whole bunch of the stuff because, yeah, I quite like it. I think my skin gets along with it as well. All right, onto body products. Let's start with some sunny stuff. Neutrogena, this is the Beach Defense Water and Sun Barrier Spray, SPF 50. This is like the spray sunscreen. I like this stuff. I don't use it as my predominant sunscreen. I don't use body sunscreen on a daily basis. I'm usually quite covered. I use this when I go to the beach or if I'm going to be out all day. And this is a really nice thing to take with you. It is 4-hour water resistant. I tend to use the liquid version of this when I'm about to leave to go to the beach. And then I use this to touch up because I'm quite fair. I do get heat rash. I'm prone to like my skin being angry at the sun and not actually tanning. It's also not recommended for your face, but I can tell you that when I'm at the beach, I'm prone to be like, just to sort of spray it. You do have to rub it in. This is not one of those products that you can spray on and just leave. You do have to rub it in because you'll have patches that aren't covered. But as a touch-up product, I think this is really handy, and I'll definitely buy another one for this summer that's coming up. Oh, I almost forgot this La Roche Posay Effaclar Matte Moisturizer. This I like, but I feel like I'm struggling using it in my routine. It's a nice product. It is designed to be like shine control, which I think it does do. It doesn't leave you looking too shiny or greasy, or it's not too creamy. It's almost like a hybrid between a moisturizer and a gel. which I think is really nice. I love La Roche Posay skincare. I've said it 100 times on this channel. They work really well. I'm trying to get some out just to like, I like the smell of it. I like it all. I like the feel of it. My skin gets along really, really well with La Roche Posay. So this is a product that I do like, and I particularly like the Everclar range since I've got oily skin. This is a really nice light lotion. It's sort of, yeah, it's more of a gel texture. So it's quite thick, but then it spreads out very light, and it does sort of dry almost like, not powder dry, but almost. So it does have that matte finish. My issue is, here's my concern. I don't want to use this at night. I don't need mattified skin at night. Nighttime is where I want to do all the like thicker lotions where my skin can be greasy and gross, but I'm going to bed, so who cares? So this is a daytime product for me. However, I wear sunscreen. This doesn't have sunscreen in it. So the sunscreen will always take away the finish that this gives. I want them to bring out an SPF version of this, and then I will use it until the cows come home. I will replace this with an SPF version of this if it was a high SPF version, because the finish is beautiful. It's great for oily skin. That touch dry sort of powder, not powder, touch dry. There's no shine to my hand. Probably my hand without the moisturizer is shinier than with the moisturizer. So it does work. It's a great product, but defeats the purpose when you then have to lay SPF over the top. I think it's good in theory, but you should always follow up your daytime skincare with SPF, and that, yeah, defeats the purpose of this finish. So I want to see one with a high SPF in it. That would be amazing. I used up a gradual tanner. This is the Eco Tan Winter Skin. I've heard really good things about it. The scent is very fake tan. It's got that sort of sweet, sort of biscuity fake tan scent to it. You know, it is what it is. I like the feel of this. It was a nice lotion. It's got a slight color to it, like a caramel color, not enough to really give you a good indication of where it's covered, but it is a gradual tanner. So a lot of them are white. So what do you expect? So my issue with this, and the reason why I wouldn't repurchase it, and I don't know if anyone else has had this problem or if it's just me, I found that when I wore this before I went to bed, so I'd put it on at night, I would wear it, hope it would develop overnight and look a little bit tan the next day. That wouldn't happen on the first application, and it wouldn't really happen on the second application. It would sort of maybe start to happen. Third application, orange. So I feel like you go from nothing to like bam, overdone. That's my problem with this. I feel like there's a lot better gradual tans out there that you can see a subtle effect the next day, and you don't really need to sort of like build it up to a point where it's orange and nasty to notice that it's there. So like the concept of it. I like the name Winter Skin because, you know, that's when you sort of want to use this kind of product, but I just didn't feel like it was as consistent as I want it to be. All right, I used up 2 foot products from my favorite foot treatment brand, and I'm bummed because I actually thought I had this full in a cupboard somewhere, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to open it because I've just used this one up today. I'll pull this one out and use it. And I've realized I've already used it up and I don't have a backup, and I'm doing a no buy, so I can't buy a backup. Anyway, this is from the brand Do It. It's an Australian brand. You can get it at Chemist Warehouse. This is the roll-on. It's the Dry Foot and Heel Roll-On Heel Balm. Essentially, it's just like a roll-on deodorant, and it's got like a lotion that comes out and you put it on your feet, and then I sort of rub it into my feet. This is quite thin, but it does leave a coating. So it's not as if it is really thin and then just evaporates and disappears. It does leave a coating on your skin. But I found this format to be a little bit, took a little bit more effort. Like you have to roll it on, make sure there's enough on there, and then sort of massage it in. So I probably wouldn't repurchase this unless I wanted it for traveling or something, and that's sort of easy and handy to bring with me. Not that I would travel with foot cream, but if I wanted to, there you go. I much prefer this tube. It's the Foot and Heel Balm Plus. Now, what's really good about this, it's like a barrier, but it's not greasy. So many foot creams are just like grease balls, and they leave your feet feeling like really like suffocated and gross. This is like a gel that again, sort of, it does evaporate and it's quite thin, but you feel the coating on your feet. So I put this on before I go to bed, and I'm the kind of person that has really hot feet. And sometimes if my feet are too hot, I'm like, I can't sleep. So I like to have something like this next to my bed where I can put it on my feet and it sort of like cools your feet because it's that sort of gel feel. And overnight it sort of just, I don't know, moisturizes your feet. So I love this product. I will repurchase it till the cows come home. And I'm very disappointed I don't have it in my bathroom because I thought I did. And now I can't buy you until my no buy is up. That sucks. That's a shame. But great brand. My favorite foot treatment brand by far. All right, I've got a vitamin E oil. I've actually got a couple of these. I think I bought 3 of them from iHerb months ago. This is actually a supplement and you can't buy it in Australia in this kind of form. You can only buy it in the capsules. It's designed to take 5 drops daily. Preferably with a meal. This is from the brand Nature's Bounty, and it was just a bottle of vitamin E oil. Now, the reason I wanted to use this is because after I had a baby, I had stretch marks. I was like, I want them to fade. And I think this did help fade them. I used a little bit, so this whole bottle lasted me months and months. I didn't use it every day, of course. Had a nice citrus scent. It was actually very pleasant. It's like lemon, like a nice zesty lemon. I want this in like a fragrance. It's beautiful. Really nice oil. I just would rub it into my problem areas, and I think it did actually fade them. Now, it was at a time where the stretch marks could have faded naturally by themselves, but I feel like this really ramped it up and escalated it. So I like this. If you've got scars or you have anything that you sort of want your skin to heal, I did hear that someone was giving advice that they heard from like a plastic surgeon or something, that to heal scars, pure vitamin E oil is the best thing. And I just couldn't get it in this format in Australia. So iHerb has it and I ordered a few. So I've got backups and I'll definitely keep using it because it's a nice product for the skin. All right, I've got this clear bottle that's hard to see. It's a micellar water. It's from BioEffect. Now, BioEffect is a very nice high-end effective brand. They're from Iceland and they're EGF serum. Great. Love that product. You have to look up the best way to use it, which is on clean skin and applied over nothing and under nothing. It's got to be just a few drops on its own. It works a treat. Such a beautiful product, but really expensive. So this brand is very expensive. I know they're like carbon neutral and they're all that good stuff. This micellar water was good, like it worked. Cheap micellar waters tend to sting my eyes and sometimes irritate my skin. This one did not do that, but it is very, very expensive. So I wouldn't repurchase this because it is so expensive. And I would much prefer to put that money into other products from this brand. But it did work well. So if you're happy to be bougie and spend the money, it works well. All right, body lotion. This is the La Roche Posay Lipica body lotion. It's a lipid replenishing body lotion. It's supposed to be anti-drying for 24-hour hydration. I love La Roche Posay. They always work really well for me. My partner likes them. My kid likes them. It just works for the whole family. I love La Roche Posay. If I had to choose one skincare brand to use for the rest of my life, it'd probably be La Roche Posay. So this is just a basic body lotion, but it works. It's not too greasy. It's not too heavy. It is very hydrating and moisturizing. Nice product. What can I say? And I think we have repurchased this. I think it's just an updated version. Soul Body. This is a brightening body serum. This is like the equivalent of a very, very thin body lotion. Doesn't do much. It's not offensive. Wouldn't repurchase it. I'd prefer something more nourishing and good. Native. I don't know if you can see this. This is the brand that does deodorant. I use their deodorant. I wanted to try their body wash. This is the cucumber and mint. I didn't mind this, but I don't think it's any better than what I can just get from the local supermarket, if that makes sense. I think the selling point of this is that sort of minimal ingredients. So it's quite simple, and they do sort of list the ingredients at the back and they tell you what it does, which I think is cool. So for example, it'll have sodium chloride, table salt to thicken the body wash. Like they explain it. If you like that and that's sort of something you vibe with, you might want to check this out. I didn't find the scent as uplifting and fresh as I expected. So cucumber and mint, I thought it was going to be nice and fresh. It's quite sweet. It's like cucumber and like sweetness. The mint doesn't really come through as being fresh, comes through as being a little bit yeah, like, yeah, it just adds a sweet scent. So for me, I would repurchase their deodorants, but I think I'll only delve into the body wash if there's a scent that like really, really, really like inspires me. And they do bring out seasonal scents every season. So they have like the core range, and then they have like themed limited edition scents. And if there was something that really piqued my interest, I would try it, but the body wash itself is pretty generic. I used up a body scrub. This is from My Orchard. It's a passion fruit body scrub. It's not as nice as it sounds. Sort of had like a generic fruit juice scent to it, and this was less scrubby and more body wash that had slight scrubby particles in it. So it was a bit disappointing. I was hoping it was going to be really fresh and really scrubby. It wasn't. I wouldn't repurchase that. All right, it's getting very long, but I do have a few samples that I want to talk about. Firstly, COSRX. I talked about the powder, I really liked it. So this was just a little sample of, I think, one of the serums and one of their gel creams, the Green Tea Aqua Soothing Gel Cream. These were nice. Didn't get to use them enough to be like, do I love them? But they were nice. I actually purchased these. So these are this is all in Korean, so it's sort of hard to tell, but I think this is from Neogen. The website's neogenderma.com, but these are the Sir Medic sunscreens. I actually bought these a little while ago off Yes Style because I really like the samples of these. Korean and Japanese brands bring out really nice chemical sunscreens. They're more like a gel that really like evaporates on the skin but offers high SPF protection, and that's what these did. And I just wanted to try more of them because I used these only over a couple of days and I was like, oh, I want to try them more. So yeah, I just found these intriguing because the formula was quite nice, easy to use on a daily basis, very comfortable, and they're SPF 50 plus, so they're a good SPF coming into summer, which is what we're doing at the moment. But the colors were also really intriguing. So the color of the product is sort of the color of the packaging. So one is like a violet purple, one is like a blue. The blue sort of just, I think, faded into being quite transparent, but I think this did leave a little bit of brightening base. So yeah, I did buy them. I haven't opened the full size yet. So if they will probably be in Empties in the future. Some more samples, and I'm still using these. My hairdresser stocks Davines, which is why I often talk about Davines. And she gave me a whole bunch of samples. Thank you, Madeline. I have been enjoying them. I've got more in my shower. So there's a few different ranges that I've been trying. An example is this is the illuminating range. I quite like the DD, I think it is. It's the Delicate Daily Shampoo and Conditioner. And again, similar to the sunscreens, these are funny because the color of the product did match the packaging. So this was quite a sunny yellow colored shampoo and conditioner. I just liked how this worked. I feel like it was really nice for my sort of hair type, and it had a nice sort of like daisy summery scent to it. I thought this was really nice and uplifting. So I'm going to keep using those, but I like them so far. And the last two things are sheet masks. I used this one from Secret Key. I didn't think too much of it. It was just like using hydrating serum, like a hyaluronic acid. May as well just do that. But I loved this one from Pixi. Ooh, this is a good mask. So it's a glow glycolic acid, ginseng, and witch hazel mask. And what was also fantastic about it, it's not one of those sopping wet masks that just drip off your face and you can only wear if you're lying down. This was one that really adhered really well to the face. I could wear this easily for an hour while doing like chores or something. This was just really nice. I did find that it felt obviously quite hydrating because you've got a mask on your face for a while. But the glycolic acid, I think it just, yeah, I love the glow tonic in their range. So a mask version was just like a nice sort of pick-me-up. I do have a pack of a few of these, so I'm sort of saving them for like, I don't know, like a Christmas party or something, but it definitely is one that you can sort of incorporate into your life fairly easily. Like if you were cooking to get ready for a dinner, you could put this on and literally cook for half an hour with it on without any issue. I think I was wearing this when I was cleaning the house and I could just keep it on for ages. And it just sort of makes your skin just a little bit more refreshed and bright and plump. So yeah, this was definitely one of the better masks I've tried in quite a long time. All right, so those were all the products that I used up in the last couple of months. There's some really good products here that I really, really love. Paulas Choice, La Roche Posay, Do It foot treatment, Pixi mask. some really nice products here that show you sort of things that I will keep repurchasing and keeping in my routine. And then there's a lot of products here that are just sort of like, didn't need. I'm glad I used them up. It was an interesting experience, but they're not must-haves in my collection. I wouldn't repurchase them. So there we go. I will list all the products in the description box if I spoke about them too fast or you missed the name. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.